Happy Thursday. Thanks for watching THV 11 News at noon. We start here with the live look from the Big Rock Interchange in Little Rock. Beautiful blue skies, but man, oh man, is it cold outside. I'm Michael Aaron here with meteorologist Nathan Scott over in the Weather Center. Nathan, yeah, you delivered on those cold temperatures. That forecast verified for sure.
Good afternoon, Michael. Sunshine is beautiful out there, but it's deceiving because you step outside and it is frigid. Temperatures this morning, we woke up with numbers into the upper teens to lower 20s. And even with all that sun, many locations are still below freezing. 27 right now in Stuttgart. It's warmed up, I guess you could say, 33 in Little Rock. 29 in Russellville, and we'll have increasing clouds moving here through the afternoon. Still contending with that biting wind from the northeast, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So here's what you need to dress for before you step outside. Feeling like 13 in Stuttgart, feeling like 17 in Pine Bluff, feeling like 21 in Russellville. Those numbers will top out probably into the mid-30s for most locations. The wind chills, they will stay into the 20s, and then tonight will be the coldest night that we have seen so far this season. I'll have more on that forecast, but overall, it's going to be a cold day anywhere in central Arkansas and North Arkansas. Temperatures will not even reach freezing.
Nathan, we know these temperatures can be downright dangerous, and with this extreme cold, the city of Little Rock is working to give people a way to stay warm and stay safe for that matter. Today and tomorrow from 8 to 5, the Little Rock Parks and Recreation Community Centers are open for anyone who needs to escape the freezing temperatures. You can see those locations right there on your screen. Another option is the Little Rock Compassion Center on Asher Avenue, and then the Salvation Army will also have one at their dining hall over on Markham. With the temps getting so low, many of us may be bumping up those thermostats. But before you do that, we want to share some easy tips from Entergy Arkansas to help you save on your energy costs. First, insulate your doors and windows. Anywhere you can see the sun coming through, that means warm air is escaping. Second, don't get crazy with the thermostat. When you're asleep or at work, they recommend turning that air down 10 to 15 degrees, and it may surprise some, but ceiling fans can actually keep your home warm as well.
Something that a lot of Southerners have in their rooms, whether it's their den, their living room, or their bedrooms, are ceiling fans. And they can actually help keep your home more energy efficient and comfortable in the winter. You just have to be sure that those blades are turning clockwise in the winter and counterclockwise in the summer, so that it'll keep the warm air down on top of you during the winter, and then it'll push the cooler air on you in the summer.
Good info there. Another inexpensive way to keep your home warm. If it's sunny during the day, open up those blinds to let the heat from the sun come on in. Just make sure to close them when the sun goes down. An update now on a Little Rock homicide from last week. Officers tell us that 28-year-old Braxton Hale was shot in the leg at a home on Parr Drive on January 14th. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, and according to investigators, his wife, Shalayla Kabir, was taken into custody and charged with domestic battery. That was later upgraded to murder after Hale died from his injuries. The Omicron variant of the coronavirus continues to spread here in Arkansas, once again setting new records for several of our numbers. More than 14,000 new cases were reported yesterday. That is now the biggest one-day increase we've seen during the pandemic and the highest number we've reported in almost a week. The jump also caused our active cases to go back up after several days of decreases. The state also set a record in the number of new hospitalizations it reported yesterday. 1,600 Arkansans are battling the virus from a hospital. That's 113 more than Tuesday's total. Children under 5 could be eligible for a coronavirus vaccine as soon as next month. During an interview with the nonprofit group Blue Star Families, Dr. Anthony Fauci said he can't guarantee anything, but hopes to see FDA approval soon. Pfizer is expected to submit data for a 3-dose regimen in the first half of this year. The total amount of vaccine that young kids would get is just a fraction of what adults receive. That could be welcome news for some parents. All 50 states are reporting a high level of transmission as the Omicron surge continues. Bradley Blackburn has the very latest on that.
In the last month, the number of infected patients at St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri has nearly tripled.
It's really profound sadness because we have the saddest stories you've ever heard in your life.
Some hospitals are swamped as COVID cases continue to surge. The CDC reports that an average of about 1 in 4 COVID tests is coming back positive, a huge increase. A new study based on COVID cases in New York and California last summer and fall compared protection from vaccination versus prior infection. The CDC found people who were both vaccinated and had survived COVID had the most protection. Unvaccinated people with a past infection were a close second. By the fall, when Delta was widespread but boosters weren't, the unvaccinated who had a prior infection had a lower case rate than vaccinated people who never had COVID. But health experts stress it's still much safer to get protection from vaccination than infection.
We're just going to need so many more people to be protected, mostly through vaccination, because that's what really does protect most of us from getting infected and transmitting it to others, as well as not getting ill.
Back in Kansas City, unvaccinated COVID patient Pamela Maples is urging others to get the shot.
Take the vaccine. It's very, very important.
Missouri has one of the lowest vaccination rates in the country. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Now that the website to order free at-home test kits is up and running, the federal government says a toll-free hotline is coming soon for people who don't have internet access. President Biden has now spent one full year in the Oval Office. He held a press conference Wednesday where he defended his record and questioned why he wasn't getting any help from Republican lawmakers. With an approval rating that has fallen 17 points since taking office, the president promised to keep working on his agenda. However, he blamed Republicans for obstructing progress.
I did not anticipate that there'd be such a stalwart effort to make sure that the most important thing was that President Biden didn't get anything done. Think about this. What are Republicans for?
He also told reporters he plans to get out of the White House more ahead of the midterm elections. The federal trial for the three other Minneapolis police officers involved in the death of George Floyd begins today. J. Alexander King, Tu Tao, and Thomas Lane are charged with willfully depriving Floyd of his civil rights. All three have pleaded not guilty. Legal experts believe they will take the stand in their cases. Derek Chauvin, the former officer convicted in Floyd's murder, pleaded guilty to his federal charges last month. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits surged last week to the highest level since October. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims rose by 55,000 to 286,000 total. That was more than expected and the highest number that has been in quite some time. Turning now to one of our most viewed stories on THV11.com, it seems like you see them everywhere in Arkansas, but for at least 9 months you won't see new dollar stores cropping up in Little Rock. Tuesday night, the city directors voted to block so-called low-price convenience stores from opening, but the question many have now is why. Jay Jackson explains.
The board wanted to do that to make way for grocery stores like K. Hall & Sons, a local spot that's been here for decades and is a staple in their community.
Most of the items, the community needs them.
So they make sure the options are available.
And most people need them in their diet.
K. Hall & Sons Grocery gets truckloads of food items 3 times a week to keep their shelves stocked with produce.
We don't have space to carry a lot of it, but we try to carry the basic main items that people need in their everyday life.
For more than 40 years, owner David Hall says they've played their part to combat the area's food desert status.
We deliver produce. We deliver produce to a lot of the local schools, a lot of the local restaurants.
Residents have been saying for years that they wanted to see grocery stores, full-service grocery stores, in the parts of Little Rock that don't have full-service grocery stores.
District 3 Director Kathy Webb proposed the resolution to halt any new dollar stores from being built for the next 9 months in Little Rock.
More people should have access to good, healthy, nutritious food, and we have a lot of neighborhoods in Little Rock where folks don't have that access.
Like between 12th Street and Woodrow. According to Webb, studies show grocery stores tend to close when dollar stores open up in any urban area populated by marginalized communities. The resolution doesn't allow any zoning request to be approved for a business with more than 12,000 square feet that sells a majority of its products for less than $10. And now it's looking to the future for other options and solutions to tackle hunger.
And really, truly come up with a variety of policy options that would offer people access to healthy, nutritious food in the neighborhood.
In Little Rock, Jay Jackson, THV 11 News.